Hello everybody, welcome to your 8-2 lesson on trigonometric ratios. Our learning target for this lesson, we're going to use trigonometric ratios to find lengths and angle measures of right triangles. We will define and calculate the sine, cosine, and tangent ratios, and we'll use trigonometric ratios to solve problems. All right, so we're going to put into our vocab here what these trig ratios are, but let's also write in a definition. Trigonometric ratios or functions relate the side lengths of a right triangle to its acute angles. Now when we say the acute angles, a right triangle has one right angle. So not the right angle, but the other two angles are your acute angles. All right, so our sine function, we write as sine. It looks like sin. You have a button for this on your calculator, but we don't say sin, we say sine. And it's always, you do a trig function of an angle. So we're going to do all of this for angle A. So sine of angle A. Let me just point out this picture here. This is all labeled in terms of angle A. So if this is angle A, this is the leg that's opposite of angle A. If this is angle A, well, this is angle A, so this is the leg that's adjacent to angle A, and your hypotenuse will always be your hypotenuse. So the sine of angle A is the ratio of the opposite side over the hypotenuse. We do abbreviate that. We'll just say op over hyp, opposite over hypotenuse. All right, so your cosine function, we write it as cos, but we say the full thing, cosine. This is not cos, this is cosine of angle A is the ratio of the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. And we can abbreviate that to ADJ for adjacent over HYP for hypotenuse. All right, the last one is our tangent function. So we rate that as TAN, tangent of angle A, is the ratio of the opposite side over the adjacent side. And that abbreviation would be OPP over ADJ, opposite over adjacent. All right, so this is something we're going to have to memorize, these ratios. So how can we memorize that, right? Well, you have this nice little acronym. I don't know what we call it. Is that the right word? You let me know. SOHCAHTOA. If you can remember SOHCAHTOA and remember how to spell it, you've got these trig ratios memorized. So let me write out. So is spelled SOH. The sine function is equal to the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. CAH, C-A-H, the cosine function is equal to the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. And then TOA, the tangent function is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. So CAH, TOA. That's one way to write that out. Another way to write that out, and you can pick your favorite. So you could write S and then write it that way to kind of show the ratio that your sine function is the opposite over the hypotenuse. CAH, the cosine, is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. TOA, tangent is the opposite over the adjacent. So if you prefer this version, you kind of see those ratios set up, or maybe you just like SOHCAHTOA. Either way, say that a lot. Make sure you know how to spell it so that you can easily recall how to set up your three trig ratios.